stubbornly high interest rates. The Fed raised rates again this month. What does that mean for you as a buyer, as a homeowner, or as a seller? Going to break that all down for you in this month's market report. Stay tuned. My name is Mike Novak, team leader and agent over at the Novak Real Estate Team, part of Real Brokerage. I was ranked the #1 agent for buyer transactions both 2020 and 2021 in all of Snohomish County. Our team helps about 250 families each year make a move. So this is what we do each and every day, deeply involved in the trenches of real estate at a hyper local level. As I do every month, I'm going to break down all of the data and I'm going to share with you exactly what it means and interpret it for you. Okay, so I shared with you that the Fed did raise rates again, but that doesn't necessarily mean that mortgage rates went up as well. That's the cost of borrowing between banks. Okay, so that is the Fed rate being adjusted up. Obviously, what the Fed is trying to do, they're trying to rein in inflation. I'm going to put up a graph on the screen just so you can kind of see what the last couple of years of inflation look like. What you'll see when you look at this graph, you'll see that in June 2022, last year, it really peaked at 9%, which is a huge inflation number. Like that's a very, very concerning number. And you could probably feel it at the gas pumps. You could feel it with food prices. You could certainly see it with rental prices on rental homes and properties. And everyone was feeling this pinch, just wondering what's going on. Well, the Fed jumped right into gear and said, hey, we got to get control of this inflation. It's out of control. We've got to rein this in quickly or things are going to get bad very, very fast. And so what they did is they started raising the cost of borrowing right away, trying to rein in that inflation, okay? And so we've seen it go down. The Fed is looking at it from being at or below 3% year over year. And what you'll see right now is that we're at 3%. Like this month, it actually came in at 3%. So we're definitely treading the right direction. I think it's going to take a pattern of 3, 4, 5, 6 months of 2 to 3% inflation rates to really get the Fed to be comfortable to stop raising rates and maybe start lowering the rates. And obviously, once they start lowering rates, then you'll see the cost of borrowing with mortgage rates actually go down as well. They're not directly connected, but they do tend to follow in some way, shape, or form. So interest rates are like the #1 thing we're talking about right now because everyone's asked about them. Everyone's wondering when they're going to go down. And we thought they were going to be down by summer. That just hasn't happened. The rates are high 6s, low 7s. They've been stubbornly high, and it's a topic of much conversation with every buyer right now in the markets. And it's also having a very big impact on sellers because sellers are they're looking at rates and saying, hey, I don't know if it makes sense for me to sell when I've got a 3% interest rate if we can get a 6.5% interest rate. So once those rates start going down, then sellers are going to list their homes more often. That gap between what the current rate is at and what the new rate's going to be at, it will be smaller. It'll be more digestible for them to make that sale and list their home. That's when you're going to see inventory start going up. But let's break down all of the numbers just so you know exactly where things are at right here in Snohomish County. This is always hyper local. This is not just national information. This is right here in Snohomish County, our backyard. First thing, like I always talk about, average sales price, $853,000 right here in Snohomish County, down 1.8% from the same time last year. I am predicting, just looking at where things are going right now with inventory, that prices will be up 3 to 5% by the end of this year for the year. So I don't think the prices are going to show an annual decrease. They're going to show an annual increase, and it's simply because inventory is so low. That brings me to new listings. New listings are still down 39%. That is really having a big impact on our inventory level. Right now, as a buyer, it feels like there's not much available to go look at. And that is ultimately what's resulting in prices stabilizing. Okay, when inventory is very low, prices go up. It's just simple mathematics and economics. And right now, with the lack of new listings coming on, it's keeping our inventory very, very low. And the reason why the new listings are so low is what I explained earlier in my video. Sellers have very low interest rates, like historically low interest rates in the 2s or in the 3s, and they're very reluctant to give that up to go inherit a rate that's going to be in the high 6s or low 7s. So new listings have a huge impact on our market right now, being down almost 40% year over year. Homes for sale. So we're down about 50%. Like there's 50% less homes on the market right now than there was the same time last year. Last year in July, it felt like there was some kind of relief coming to the market. Like there was more stuff coming on. Prices were kind of softening a little bit. And we just haven't seen that this year. We have not seen a big influx of inventory come on with the summer selling season coming on and the spring as well. So right now, homes for sale, pretty anemic, down 50% year over year. It does not feel like there's much out there for you right now as a buyer. For sellers, kind of a good thing for you because it just means there's not a lot of competition as well. I'm going to talk later at the end of this video about what you should do as a seller if you're thinking about possibly listing your home to still make sure you sell it for the most amount of money, even with a low inventory market happening. Okay. Days on market. We're sitting at 16 days on market. That's how long it takes to go from listing your home to getting an offer accepted on it on average. Some homes are selling in 3 or 4 days. We're still seeing offer review dates in a lot of cases. An offer review date is where a seller lists a home, they wait till a certain date to look at offers. That strategy was very common during 2020 and 2021 during COVID, when there was so many buyers and so few houses. We're still seeing that often right now when the price point is on the lower side, or just if it's a strategy the seller wants to use or the listing agent wants to adopt. But 16 days on market is super, super fast. Anything under 60 days is lightning quick as far as how long it's taking to sell a home. This is up about 33% though from the same time last year. So last year homes were selling a little bit faster than they are right now, but 16 days is still really, really quick. There's a lot of things you can do as a seller to make sure that you're at or below that average days on market. Nobody wants their listing just sitting there for months on end and becoming a stale listing. Okay, months of inventory supply. What this means is if no other homes came on the market after today, how long would it take to sell every house that we have out there right now? And we're at 1.2 months of inventory right here in Snohomish County, which is very, very low. As I've said for years now, I do these reports every month. A neutral or balanced market is a 6-month inventory supply of houses. So we still have very far to go to get to that neutral or balanced point. I don't know if we'll ever get back there again, to be totally honest with you. 1.2 months is still ridiculously low. And it's actually down from this time last year, meaning last year, there was more inventory of houses than there is right now. Obviously, I shared with you the homes for sale are down 50%. Well, the inventory is also down when you look at the months of supply as well. So not a lot of options out there. They're selling pretty quick when they come on the market. And remember that the months of inventory supply is really your crystal ball to pricing. People always ask me like, Mike, where's pricing going? Well, to know where pricing's going, all I got to do is look at inventory. If inventory is going down, prices are going up. If inventory is going up, prices are going to flat or go down. It's that simple. Right now, inventory is down 25% and new homes or homes that are for sale are down 50%. So that tells you prices are going to flatten, if not to go up a little bit, which is why I told you I think prices are going to go up at least 3 to 5% over the next year. Okay. List price to sale price ratio. How much are homes selling for in relationship to how much they're listed for? It's at 101.4% right now. So homes are selling for more than what they're listed for on average, but that's really focused in kind of the lower price range. Like anything under 600,000 tends to get more interest, more offers. When you get to the higher price points, you're seeing less of that occurring right now, but you're still seeing homes selling for more than what they are ultimately listed for. One other just stat I want to share with you is the showings per pending. So how many showings does it take on a house to actually get an offer accepted? The number's at 12 right now, which is kind of interesting. That's down quite a bit from what it was at just a year ago. It was more like 19 a year ago. But that just tells you, okay, I need to get 12 people through my home at a minimum to average out to one offer being accepted. Okay. So if you're not getting, 3 or 4 showings a week, you have a really hard time getting to that 12 number within a month, and so this all ties together: days on market, months of inventory supply, price point, and then showings per pending. So just think about all this data and how it could affect. So what does this mean as a buyer or as a seller? Well, for buyers, it just means you're not going to have a lot of options still, and you're going to want to make sure you get fully pre-approved before you start looking at homes. The reason you want to get pre-approved is you want to have payment certainty on how much at different price points will your payment actually be. You may be surprised how high it is with rates where they're at, and you may also be surprised with how low it is too. But you don't know until you talk to a lender. They analyze your personal financial situation, your credit score, credit history, all those things to determine exactly how much house you can afford. And the thing that you want to know as a buyer of peace of mind, how much is that per month and how much money do I need to come up to close on this loan? Even if you do a zero down loan like USDA, VA, first-time home buyers, things like that, you still have to come up with your closing costs, which is about 1.5% to 2%. So you need to make sure that you know exactly how much money it's going to cost to close on your house and about how much money you're going to be spending each month on your payments, including taxes, including private mortgage insurance, all of those types of things as well. Okay. As a seller, inventory is super low. So that's good for you. But ultimately, sellers are thinking they can get away with things they can't get away with right now. You can't get away with iPhone photos on your listing. You can't get away with not optimizing the staging. You can't get away with subpar marketing. You can't get away with working with people that don't have experience in shifting markets on how to sell homes. You have to still have a strategy on how to get your home in front of as many people as possible and how to impress them. how your home shows up online is everything into how many people are going to come out and actually look at your house. If your home looks like crap online, no one's going to come look at it. If you've got cars out front, if it's not staged properly, if there's clutter everywhere, if the photos are garbage, no one's going to want to come take a look at it. So your marketing totally matters. It matters in every market if you care about how much you're ultimately going to net when you go to actually close on your property. So pay attention to your marketing and pay attention to your pricing strategy as well. You do not want to chase pricing right now. What you want to do, this is not the market to test pricing. Have your agent pull up comparable sales that closed in the last 60 days. I don't care what closed last year. I don't care what closed 6 months ago. The last 60 days is all that matters. How much did it sell for and how similar is it to your house? That's what an appraiser is going to look at. That's what's going to get your home sold. When you price it right and you put powerful, dynamic marketing behind your listing, you're going to get a lot of interest in it. If you bypass price, if you bypass marketing or experience, then you're going to not get nearly as many eyeballs in your house, and it's going to sit or it's not going to sell for the most amount of money. Okay. So if you're thinking about buying, if you're thinking about selling, please reach out to me. All my contact information is down below. Like I said earlier in this video, our team helps about 250 families each year make a move. This is all we do. And our passion is helping people with their real estate needs. I'd love to be a resource for you. Reach out to me direct.